We are live. And let me refresh, make sure we are good to go. We
Yo,
are. Oh,
oh, that was me.
okay. So the echo
We're good.
gone.
We're good.
Camera looks good. B got a fresh cut. I was supposed
Yes.
to go
Yes.
today, and then I was like, you know what? Let me go sourcing, and then I'll.
So I can't skip it because they take you have to book it, and if you miss
Mm,
it, then you get put back to the line. So
oh
yeah,
man.
I actually was running late. I almost canceled it,
Man,
but
because this guy looking fresh.
gotta do
I
what
look
you
like I
gotta
just
do.
woke up.
Yeah, I did
What
actually just I actually just woke up from a 15-minute nap.
let me see who's here. The man misinformation in hand. William Perry, Jonathan Brown, Kaiser, Lucky on Three Legs, Josh Brown, my boy Miles, Mamo Dog, Hustle and Muscle, Zach, what's up? Big Money Mo. So Mo will be on Wednesday.
Nice.
So you guys be ready. Ask him whatever you want. Deep into the questions.
Yeah.
AN, Abel, Glenn with the comb over, says Miles. And Palma, y'all switched barbers. Let's see. Starting to feel like Christmas weekend sales starting to pile up. Patrick, that's what I like to hear. So in the chat, sales, what's going on? Friday, Saturday, pretty good. Sunday was good during the day, and then of course that Sunday night kind of vanished. And then today was a little bit slower than I thought it was going to be
Mhm.
for the first of the month. But Friday, Saturday into Sunday, pretty good. Not gonna lie. Um, but let me know in the chat what everybody else thinks and what happened this weekend. November 1st, we're here, which means Mindset Monday. The Kobe Mamba Mentality. Always the
Sure.
first show of the month. We have to do it. PT Hunter slow today and the weekend. Wes, which Dymo do you have? The Label Writer 4XL is what I use. And yes, it is recommended.
Yes,
Does
sir.
work well. Goat took off like usual. Big Money Mo. Mercari on fire. eBay is steady. Trap Al Bundy. I'm back. What's up, Jonathan Brown? What up? Big Money Mo, don't be flexing on us, please, William Perry. We'll save that for Wednesday. We'll save the flexing for Wednesday. All the questions to Mo, and see what let's see what he can really answer. Like, what's his
Yeah.
location? What's his favorite outlet? Who does he know? Just
Yeah.
kidding. Tell us all you know. Um. Okay, so Q4 though. I mean, this is the time,
Time.
and I've heard people say like sourcing's dookie. I don't know what's going on out there. Here's the thing: don't worry about sourcing if you don't even have everything listed. I already talked to
Oh.
3 people this weekend that don't have everything listed, and I'm like, why are you worrying about sourcing if you have stuff piling up?
Mm-hmm.
We always talk about death piles, and we think it gets old, like people have already heard it too many times. Nope, still,
Still happens, huh?
still happens. I mean, this is the time to list it. This is the time it's probably going to sell.
Hmm.
Even stuff that you were like, no one probably wants this. No, no, no. Now is the time. Please get it listed. Don't worry about Ross and Burlington. Worry about the sales.
Yeah, it's trash anyway.
So you don't have to waste time out there. Let me see. Broke my monthly record in October. Thanks you guys for everything. AN. Wes Beck. I have a massive death pile. 10K worth.
Wow.
Jonathan Brown says that's me too. What's going on?
Oh wow.
Kaiser facts. Sourcing
So
Dookie
you
for
guys are
sure.
telling me you guys could be rich, but you're not doing anything about it.
It just well, one guy that I talked to was like, I feel like I have to go out there. Like I feel like if I don't go out there, I'm losing out. And I told him, you're losing out on sales
Mm-hmm.
because you're not even getting everything listed.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, you're losing out in this case. I mean, the best thing would do, right, make a schedule to where like all right, you can still go out there and source, but either you got to list everything on that weekend, you're going to go all in, or you're going to list at night or do something, but everything's got to go online. Like, not only that, you're going to lose capital at some point if
Yeah.
nothing's coming. What about this cash flow situation? There's no money coming in. You're just spending.
Right.
It's going to catch up. FOMO is real, bro. FOMO, no death pile, need more inventory.
Dude, there's really no FOMO right now. I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
dude, you're saving gas, you're saving time, effort.
I went all in yesterday. Kaiser, go Astros. Southtown Fines. I went to one Ross this weekend and was mad I wasted 30 minutes. AN. Time is money. Southtown Fines, what up? All right, so let's get into Mamba Mentality. Unleash your Mamba Mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And we got 5 of them, 5 new ones that we haven't covered. Here we go. The first one. Trust yourself and trust your skills. You got to have that fearlessness to take any shot, because if you miss shots, then you have to deal with criticism.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people get a little apprehensive about taking those shots because of that. We've all lost before, one way or another. And by not taking a shot, it's not like you're about to face something you'll never face again or you haven't faced in the past. You have to trust your skills and the work you put in. Mm-hmm. And a couple examples. So, because he's saying about criticism and facing that. And I found this kind of funny, though, because I have like outside family members and some friends that have known me for a long time. And so me and my brother and my other friend, we tried to do kind of like our own little like clothing company type of thing, like selling our own t-shirts. I would do the designs,
right?
Graphic design background, that thing. And really, I didn't know what I was really doing. Neither did they. But we wanted to try something out. We wanted to go forward. You were telling all of our other friends too, like, "Hey, can you help us out?" And try to post something.
Support,
or,
right.
Support right? Things like that. And yeah, it just didn't go well. Didn't really make anything. And then not only that, my brother ended up moving, and then we just kind of all went our separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, if I see certain older friends that are like, "Oh yeah, I remember when you tried doing that. I remember when you tried doing this."
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, yeah, it didn't work out, and I'm not going to be embarrassed by it. It just, I'll take whatever. But at the same time, these are the same ones that don't tell me anything about the channel, about the business. It's like they want to focus on that one certain failure, even though I have a bunch of failures, but they want to focus on that one. And it's almost like I have that one to always get them somehow. But for me, I'm like, dude, that's part of I think if I didn't experience that, then how would I know how to move forward into something else like the channel?
Right.
What if, you have to learn from these failures. And take whatever criticism, whatever comes your way. Because for me, I'm just like, oh, well, didn't work out, but something else did.
Yeah. Read that last lines. I mean, the last 2 or 3 lines that you said there.
From the Kobe quote?
Yeah.
Okay. We've all lost before, one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And by not taking a shot, it's not like you're about to face something that you'll never face again or you haven't faced in the past. Right. You have to trust the skills and the work you put in.
Yeah. I like that a lot because, what the last line said, you have to trust your, skills and the work that you put in. And, I think adding to that is the amount of time you put in to actually hone your skill, right? To master your craft. I think a lot of times the reason why people are afraid to take that shot because they haven't practiced enough. They haven't put in the time to master the skill, right? This is the reason why if there's actually a great opportunity in front of you, you still actually text somebody. It's like, hey, do you think this is a good deal? You think it's a good deal? And I'm like, and I'm really like, I'm baffled most of the times because like seriously, you have to ask me to think that's a good deal. Like your calculator can't do that for you, or and sometimes it's it's the complicated things, but a lot of times it's the simple things that you can take actions right away, right? Hit that shot because the next thing you know, you pass on the opportunity, and then you scratch your head. It's either you didn't buy enough or you didn't buy all, and that could have led you for more capitalization or profit.
Yeah.
And the more you do that, ultimately, the more confident you're gonna be once bigger opportunity comes. Right? We say like, we hear stuff like, "Hey, can you hook me up with your bulk deals and stuff like that?" I mean, dude, you can't even pull $1,000 purchase. Now you're asking a bulk deal that you have to spend $16,000 at a time, and it's like, if you're gun shy at $1,000 deal, you're definitely gonna be gun shy on the bigger bulk deals. So
Yeah.
I think, like I always say, like you just gotta keep shooting that shot, right? Trying, experimenting, and with the stuff that we deal with, worst case scenario really is get your money back, return it,
Yeah.
take the L, take the do the walk of shame,
Yeah,
and
I mean, you'll learn from it, which is also going to be a good thing. I mean, how many times have we, let's say this happens, let's say you do get something from the outlet,
mm-hmm,
bring it back home, you
mm-hmm,
notice the bottoms were messed up, or maybe
right,
not only tried on, someone returned them. They're
mm-hmm,
obviously not brand new. That
right,
other shoe that I got smelled like ass. I don't know
right,
what happened. I made a
yeah,
whole video about it.
right, right,
StockX sent it back.
right,
Um, so you learn from those things before you go. Like,
mm-hmm,
I mean, look at the condition on this. Obviously, somebody messed with it. This could happen too on the thrift side. Like,
right,
you come home, you notice something was damaged. You
mm-hmm,
didn't pay attention to those small little details. Something was wrong with it. Sometimes you get so hyped on the finds that you're
right,
not paying attention to little details. Hey, this thing's damaged. Even Ross put in the sensor on every jacket, and then
right,
they take it off. It's got a big hole in there.
mm-hmm,
That too, like, but you'll learn the next time, like,
right,
hey, this
100%,
thing got this thing damaged. I could return it. Maybe I
mm-hmm,
can't return it. Maybe I got home and now I can't sell it on Amazon because it's restricted.
right,
Or maybe I got I don't know, something to do with eBay. I don't know. There's different things that happen, but at least you're learning
mm-hmm,
from that situation. Some mistakes might be huge mistakes,
mm-hmm,
and you'll definitely learn.
right,
But
exactly. We gotta keep going. I mean, I agree with all of that, and I think Miles says you have to put in the time and work at
yeah.
the end of the day, right?
And going back to like shooting your shot, you're talking about I guess like bulk buying. So in my store, I have a lot of hats now that I
Right,
never had before.
right.
And the thing is that this bulk seller I've never dealt with before, but he had told me, hey, I also get like, sports hoodies, which I bought in before from him,
Mm-hmm.
Lakers, Nike, things like that. I'm right. All right, cool. He's like, but right now I'm getting a lot of hats, but I should be getting jerseys and hoodies next.
Right,
But hey, you want me to give you a call, for hats and things like
right.
that? And I was like,
You be calling everything.
hats. Yeah, exactly. So hats may not be my specialty,
Right.
but if that's going to lead me to keep that relationship going, to
Exactly.
get the better items down the road when he does get better items,
Mm-hmm.
more into the hoodies and
Right.
jerseys and
Right.
jackets, then I want to show him too, hey, I'm interested. I'll take the hats.
Yeah.
I'll keep that
Right.
relationship going up too. And then this third time that I stopped in and we're talking and show me, I guess, the hats that he got in. And he's like, you know what? Because he texts and calls all the bulk buyers at once
Mm.
and sees,
Who's
who's gonna
interested? Right.
respond, who's
Right.
interested, things like that. And for me, I'm just like, right, I'm gonna
You're on
text him
top of
back
it.
quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on
Mm-hmm.
top of it quick. And so he's like, all right, next time we get these things in, I'll let you know first now because you've been on top of it, things like
Right.
that. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Like, definitely want to, earn earn
Yeah.
that trust and
Right.
everything.
Right. Right.
So,
And
but
that's
you're never gonna know if you're just gonna,
right.
I don't know,
Hundred
just be like,
percent.
hats, nah, and then
Right. I mean,
then
at the
just
end,
disappear.
right, for real, right? Because if you didn't take that, next thing you know, somebody takes it, then he's in front of you,
Yeah.
right? And you gotta keep pulling the trigger, man.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go to number 2. Use your scars. So Kobe says using your scars as a weapon. It's not about facing the Celtics again in the finals. It's not about the opponent. It's about you. So he said, how do I elevate them?
Mm,
I can't just say play harder. He
right.
said I had to open up and share things that I dealt with. This is what I do to focus. This is what I do to deal with adversity. This is how I deal with, I don't know why I said this example, arguing with my wife the day of the game and still having focus to dominate. So, using his scars as a weapon. I think it just comes down to, being authentic. I think as far as like with his teammates, and obviously shooting air balls as a rookie or learning the hard way on certain things. But I think people respect that a lot more. Even with us, talking on YouTube, like obviously we've made mistakes, not perfect. I want to be relatable and tell you my story. But that was one of the things that, I've told you guys too, is like one of the best compliments that I've gotten from meeting subscribers and people going out hustled is like, you're the same as I thought I would, meeting you than seeing you on the videos. Like you're the same person.
Right.
And I can tell you right now, I've met people that are totally different on YouTube. And then when you meet them in person, way different. And not just saying as like they're shy.
They're bad.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
They're just like a huge, fake,
They're
weird
actors. They're actors.
energy. Yeah,
They're actors.
acting, weird energy about it. That is like, do these people even really sell? What are they really into? And you figure out, yeah, they sell. More salesmen like to to buy this that I'm selling, and more than actually about the kind of like eBay seller thing that we're kind of into.
Right.
So I think people can relate more on that case. But go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, you're 100% right. Like I like that fact that like you don't have to make the mistakes that I've made if I actually share it, right? So if I actually show you my scars, I'm gonna be like, hey Glenn, don't jump from that platform because I did that and I broke my leg. It's kind of like that mentality at its basic form, right? And I think that's one of the main reasons why I like this, our live setting every Monday, because we really talk about experiences, right? And in a lot of times that's why people say like reading books is good, because reading books will share you insights that people have made already, whether it's success story or terrible stories. You'll learn something from it. So I think that's one thing that we have to do better off within the community, because a lot of times it's easy to flex, but it's actually a lot harder and a lot more thoughtful to actually share your mistakes, right? And like I said, show your scars. It's like, hey man, like don't go that route. We tried it. Financially, mathematically, it didn't go right. That's what I say. Is like it's either you want 1,000 likes or $1,000 in sales. Those are two different things. They're both 1,000. They're both great numbers, but like it's whether we're trying to go, and that's one of the main reasons why I think I like our conversations, and just like in general, like I've grown to love what we do because we're more based on aligning certain goals, right? If this is the goal that you're trying to get to, that's what we're trying to go after. We're not trying to fit in to be liked by everybody, but we're trying to show our experiences to the people that wants to follow the path that we've paved.
Mile High Hustle, is this the place for Marley Mentality? Thunder Dan Marley?
What's that one? I don't get that.
He used to play for the Suns, and then he Dan Marley, and so he put Marley Mentality instead of Mamba. Being a Suns fan.
Okay. Hardcore.
Bam 24 Kicks, what up? Armand, 100% true. I remember the old days when we had to buy hats or socks in addition to the retros on release day.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Let's see. Price Assassins, what up? Big Money Mo, no returns for me. No safety net, so learn quicker. There we go. Baker Brand, 60 plus people watching. Hit that like button. Appreciate that. I know I went out of focus. There we go. All right. So that was number 2. Number 3, focus on each day. Kobe said it's easy to become distracted. a little bit, and or it's easy to become distracted a little bit and start trying to look at the final picture and what it looks like. And when you can do that, easily become frustrated on where you're at the moment. So he said, my advice is to focus on each day, and you have a plan in place and how you want to improve every day, how you want to
Mm,
get better every day. Stick to that plan and trust the plan. Every day you stick to that plan, you'll get to your end result.
mm,
Um, so this is, I'm definitely guilty of this lately because, like, all right, I do have capital to spend,
right.
but then I always see like that outside goal of like things I want to get to, and right now I'm just kind of like I could do this, could do that, and sometimes I do get kind of distracted. Like instead of focusing on the day and what I need to do for sales, what I need to do for sourcing, I'm kind of thinking of the outside picture of like getting to that point.
Hmm.
But at the same time that we've talked about, it's like there's no time limit. I mean, there's no, it's not like I have to get to a certain point by a certain time as long as I
Hmm.
get to that point, because that's
Right,
the end goal.
right,
No
right,
one's
right.
saying like, I gotta get there in 3 years, five
You're
years, 10 years.
right. Hmm.
Just get there.
Yeah.
But then after that, kind of like our last live or the live before that one, with Grover talking about how then your steps are gonna be, once you get to that step, then you realize
There's more steps.
there's more steps. So that's kind of like where I would kind of see that the bigger picture, and I think sometimes we kind of look towards shortcuts to get to that bigger
Right.
picture,
That's true.
and that's where mistakes happen
Hmm.
because
Yep.
instead of grinding it out and doing what's successful,
Right.
now it's like let me try dipping into this because it is gonna get me there quicker. It's gonna
Hmm.
save a little bit more time. It's gonna do this, and then you're kind of held back a little bit. Go ahead. This one's focus on each day.
Yeah. I think that's like for us an entrepreneur or like as a business person, right? It's a lonely road that it's so easily uh you can get discouraged easily because one is we already have bigger dreams than other people, right? It's not like we're downing them. It's just we're trying to elevate ourselves beyond what we've done.
Yeah, and a lot
So,
of us here want that freedom. I mean,
right. So that alone is actually a huge task that not a lot of people understand already. And and there's actually a pressure that we put on ourselves to do something or to make it
yeah,
happen, right? And whether you're kind to yourself or you're not, there is pressure there, you know. um but when you take it day by day as a building block, I've always I've always said that your efforts should be proportion to your goals and dreams,
mm,
right? So if I'm saying like, if I say, hey Glenn, I got this job, I'm flipping burgers at McDonald's now, it's $18 an hour.
mm-hmm,
I'm taking this job because my goal is to get a Ferrari in 2 years.
mm,
That doesn't line up. It
yeah,
don't matter where my daily is like, okay, I got this down. So I think it's very important to understand that where you're going is proportionate to what you're doing daily,
yeah,
right? So if you're saying that I want to have a 2,000 item store, right, to be able to make, let's say, $500,000 in sales in a year, net $250,000, doing this, and then you can't take care of your 500 item listing, you can't do it. You're
yeah,
you're daydreaming. That's not happening. So I think yes, like we said, right? Like what's your goal? And then you reverse engineer it and say like, I need to list 10 items a day. So I need to source 10. I need to take photos of 10 items. I need to list 10 items. I think that kind of like daily habits or breaking it down in a day is so much more attainable than just having to focus on the big picture, which actually, if you look too much on that one, it's gonna demoralize you because
Yeah.
you feel like you're not winning at all, right? Because you're literally what we're doing is we're taking L's every day if you're counting scores until we get to that goal.
Yeah. And are full timers really that lazy? I don't know. Some it just depends what's going on. The thing is that I don't know, you might have like one step forward, two steps back, and things happen you have no control over. But the things you don't have any control over, you shouldn't really be worried about.
Right.
But you have to also figure out what the backup plan is that to get you set back onto that right plan that you had to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back up and see how likely is it to get audited by the IRS.
Ask
Says
your
what?
ask your accountant.
Oh man, that's wily. Yeah, that's let me see, Miles. Yeah, got to take it one day at a time. You can't look at the end goal all the time. Big money mo, that's huge when sourcing. Always focus on you, not what the competition next to you picked up. The bigger goal will always come along if daily habits are in check.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good comment too. Big money mo, always focus on you and not what the competition next to you
Right.
picked up. The problem is the competition's trying to pick up what I picked up. It's like so when like the mids, for example, I made
Mhm.
that
Right.
video for Friday. Once I started asking for the mids, some dude I've never even seen started asking, for the mids too. But he was kind of like unsure, ended up not getting them. But it's kind of funny though how like this used to always happen on what is it? Friends and family, MVP, these
Yeah.
type of things.
Hmm.
Like because I already had it studied, like where the thing
Right.
was, what the price was gonna be, and I go straight for that item. And then like the other dudes would just be like, these are selling good.
Hmm.
I'm like, no,
Oh,
no, of
terrible.
course, yeah,
I just
you
want to
don't
buy
pick up any of
trash.
that. Yeah, exactly. Next thing you know, they're like grabbing something like, oh man. Um, that's how they do. So annoying, vintage profit. Y'all need to talk about taxes, especially with the new law. Well, but we've already been over the 600. We've already been over the 20,000.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nothing really changes for us unless you're doing, you know, barely getting into the game
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
big time, part time. I think where you want to make some
And
extra
we've
side muscles.
and we've always advised to get an accountant and always consult with other accountants even if you already have one, just to see how updated your accountant is.
Very true too. Price aside, since I've been audited 3 times.
Yeah, he is a magnet of audits.
What?
That's what happens when you have a supercar.
That must be it, man.
Now I guess I'll just rent his car now.
Miles, you can tell they didn't do the proper research beforehand. It now happens. Organizing always helps. Spent 2 days organizing my receipts into a binder separated by month. Updated my bookkeeping as well, Patrick.
Hmm.
That and every time I bring up the taxes, nobody wants to hear it because it's the most boring part of
It's
the
work.
thing. It is work. But it has to be done. And we talk about mileage, we talk about,
Hmm.
you know,
Food,
write-offs and
write off.
things that and then storage
Hmm.
and supplies, everything comes into play. But man, it's bad. Actually, it's bad if the next year comes around and you have to go back a full year.
Yeah.
That's when it gets bad because if you don't remember what happened in January or February of last year, things are going to get thrown off. So for me, I have to do it quarterly. I actually like it. At first, I hated it because I was like, man, quarterly.
Too
But
soon, right?
now it's like, at least it kind of makes a lot more sense now because I know that money came from these months and so
Hmm.
on. So, but yeah, taxes, man. Yeah, it's a different ball game out there, but we'll definitely cover it once it gets closer to tax time.
Hmm.
But try to make as much money as you can in the next 2 months,
Yeah.
November, December. Learn how to keep a spreadsheet to your coaching to the professional at the end of the year. The end. Don't forget to say this is not financial advice, says Kevin. Getting a CPA worth every penny, like on 3 legs. If your books are in order, an audit ain't nothing. Price
Right. That's why they
assessments.
keep auditing price assassins. Because it probably goes reverse. IRS owe him something.
Of course. Big money mo. I know the feeling. I have sellers that follow me blindly, buy what I buy. I don't care about it anymore. Let's see. Mile High Hustle. We all know Glenn has ruined the game for everyone. All these videos tipped off the discounters and outlets, and now they're onto us. Shake my head. Exactly. Eliminate your competition. Track Star. It differs for everyone, says Patrick on the taxes. All right. Next. Number 4, I think would like this one. It's don't be afraid of confrontation. Kobe says, I'm not gonna be afraid of confrontation to get us where we need to go. I think there's a big misconception when people think winning or success comes from everyone hugging and singing and patting them on the back when they mess up. That's not reality. If you're gonna be a leader, you're not going to please everybody. You have to hold people accountable, even if you have that moment of being uncomfortable. Kobe says he likes to compare it to, as he says in quotes, I always compare it to somebody sitting across from the dinner table. Would you rather sit with a person that's going to be afraid to tell you have something in between your teeth and let you walking around smiling like that? Or would you rather sit with someone that's not afraid to have that moment of being uncomfortable? Kobe says, I'm going to tell you if you have something in between your teeth. Then it's your choice if you want to get it out. All right, well, let me go first on this one. I think confrontation part. All right. Who's married here in the chat? Who's married here in the chat? This is always funny because, like always with the wife, I'm like, in the beginning when we first are married, she's like, "You don't know what's wrong." I don't know what's wrong. Look at my hair. I don't know what's wrong. And I'll be like, "No, you gotta tell me." Like, I don't just
read minds.
Predict and read minds and
read
have some crystal ball or like, yeah. And so that part was always hilarious. And then now, even then, I'm like, all right, what's going on? Let's just get this. Like, if something's on your mind, you have to say it, right? Like, come on now. And then now it's like so much easier communication side because first getting married, it was just like it was funny. Like, no, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. One of the greatest quotes I've ever seen was some guy said, when a woman says 5 minutes, what she really means is 5 minutes of a football game, fourth quarter, and both teams have all their timeouts.
No, like for me, so we have this one rule. I'm gonna reiterate it again. In our house, you say what you mean and you mean what you say. That's what. See, my wife's watching. She's gonna say lies if I'm telling a lie, and that's what we always want to practice. I said because at the end of the day, that eliminates assumption, right? Assumption kills, right? Like, oh, I'm assuming that you ate all my chocolates or something like that, right?
Make an ass out of you and me.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I'd rather be, there's a quote in the Bible says, "Open rebuke is better than secret love," and that's what pretty much what Kobe said. Like, I'd rather have somebody that's gonna tell me the ugly truth than secretly love me and say, like, I don't want to hurt his feelings, but what he's doing is really whack, right? And we've had this conversation. You've called me out on something. It's like, hey, B, you gotta be nice, and you gotta tone it down. You can't do this. You can't do. Don't be dumb. Don't be foolish. We're here for a purpose and stuff like that. you've called me out on that one, and I said, yes, Glenn, you're right. That was stupid of me. That's not gonna happen again. And that's why this relationship will work, even though people could say we're total opposite as far as how we deal things and personality wise, but we just communicate so clearly to each other that there's no miscommunication that happens. And that's again, building your own circle. If you want to level up, you want to have people that's going to say, dude, your dreams are whack because you're lazy. I'd rather have somebody tell me that than keep feeding like, Ken, one day you're going to be a millionaire. Keep flipping burgers, bro. Keep doing
Mm.
it, right? Like,
False
because
reality.
false reality. I want people around me to want to see me win and honest enough to actually tell me that when I'm doing something that's gonna lead me to my goals, that's that's gonna go backwards. Because I could easily say, "Hey, Glenn, let's just become influencer and rent Lamborghini and just start flexing and start selling $1,000 courses. We'll get to a million quick, and we'll lose it fast too, right?" So I think that's so important, and I think if somebody's not confident enough to tell you something's wrong, or like I said, right, you got something in your teeth, I think they're good as just distant friend,
Mm.
but you don't expect that you can rely on them come tough times, because come tough times they're just gonna you know pull back, hide behind their shells, and pretend that everything's okay.
Armand says, I hate to say this, I'm a Kobe fan, but he wasn't the best teammate or leader. And then Mile High Hustle said, I don't think he's being held up as a great leader, but as someone who had a winning mentality.
Mhm.
Armand says, William, I kind of agree. They're different when it comes to leadership as far as Jordan and Kobe.
Mhm.
Um, I think with Kobe, though, he would just get really frustrated when he
Right.
would see that people didn't have that same,
Grind. Yeah.
I mean, yes, winning mentality, but
Yeah.
work ethic.
Work ethic. Yeah, he was a lot known for work ethic. I mean, even if you guys would read 11 Rings by Phil Jackson, um, he did say that on the end of Kobe's career, when he won those back-to-back rings, that's truly when he became a leader compared to the other ones, that he was just a great player. So that was the transition that he's had to do, and Phil had to tell him that was the greatest difference between him and Michael. Because obviously Michael had a winning mentality, and Michael found a way to become a leader by pressing the right buttons in each individual, right? Because if you're a leader, you can't address the teams and just say, you guys are a bunch of softies, which is pretty much what Kobe did at one
Yeah,
point in his career. But eventually he tried to figure out what motivates this guy, what motivates this guy, what motivates this guy. And he had to individual address those. And that's why, they became a better team compared to a better individual performance.
yeah.
Hmm.
Which I agree too. So it's kind of like depends how also that person relays that message.
Hmm.
Um, they might tell you something. I guess if they tell you you have something in your teeth in a total like ass move,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like then they start making fun of other parts of you and like
yeah. Like I'm
maybe
really,
like
yeah, yeah,
then you're probably gonna be like, man, forget this guy or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But maybe they're just like just straight up, hey, on your teeth, blah blah blah, or but because we've seen this before too, to where I've had friends ask me for advice, like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, and this is what's going on in my life. And they do the complete opposite. So it's like, I don't know, like, do they really want advice? Do
Your
they
advice,
really
yeah.
want to try to do something? That's where Kobe says, like, I can tell you there's something in between your teeth, but it's up to you or
To
your
get.
choice if you want to get it out.
Hmm.
Um, so it's kind of like you're asking for advice, but yet you're never really gonna follow it. You're gonna do
Hmm.
your own thing anyway.
Right.
And now we're back to square one because
Yeah.
you've
You
had those
you
same friends. You have the same conversation
right.
over and
You
over again.
playing you playing trash, and for some reason I have to deal with our losses because you're not performing. That's what Kobe felt like.
Let me see. MJ was the same. He expected his team to be the same.
Mhm.
William Perry. B must have called out someone for wearing mid smiles. As a confrontation. These
Not
weren't
really.
kids.
Not really. I actually don't, because I actually don't care what people wear.
He doesn't care what they wear. Doesn't care they're rock. You want to rock
No,
mids? You can
no.
rock
But when
mids.
you start talking about ROI and you're flipping mids, now
Oh,
you're
here
gonna
we
fire me
go.
up. All right. But unless it's Glenn's 68 or Big Money Mo $68 mids, trust me, I would have bought the whole store if they had 1,000 mids.
I gotta have that follow through though. Miles, Faith
Mm.
Lopez, judo coach, used to say, "I can lead a horse to water, but can't make him drink."
Yep, exactly. Which is what we're trying to do, pretty much, right? Every week, we try to talk about things, hash things out, and stuff like that, and we put it out there, and then now it's up to all of you guys to try and test it out, and it would be different if you would just say like, ah, that's a bad idea, but you haven't tried it.
And even for us, I mean, it's good. I like to go through these as well to see, related to what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of mistakes have I made? How can I improve on things? And I think it's good too. I think also for the channel, whatever we talk for Mondays and Wednesdays, just because sometimes there isn't that other circle in person that you
Mm-hmm.
may or may not have relationship wise that have that relatability on selling things or freedom of working for yourself part-time, full-time, or trying to catch up on certain bills and have goals and things like that. So it's always good to share the ideas. That's
Mm-hmm.
why we're gonna have Mo, and eventually we'll have Mile High. So we'll have the questions in and see what they do. All right, number 5, Middle M. What's up? Number 5, last one. Being competitive when it's hard. It's knowing how to compete. True competitive instinct really kicks in when you're down. A lot of people are competitive at things when it's rolling their way.
When it's easy.
Yeah. It takes a true competitive person when things are down like this to really step up to the plate and go after it. So this is when he was on some of the crappiest Laker teams. And to really still have that competitive edge, like you said, when you're down, because I don't know how many games they had lost straight. But this reminds me of last Wednesday's live show, going through, we've been doing it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
What did this look like last year? Burlington being number one, 4 5 stars, Vapormax everywhere, 95s, 98s, 97s. Someone in the chat said, look at all these retired resellers. I don't even know who these people are anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who it was, but somebody said
Right.
something like that. And yeah, during that time, Burlington was on fire. It was one whole
Mm-hmm.
year ago, but now we don't see those people anymore. As far as maybe they're not doing it, maybe they are, they're just not tagging anymore. Maybe they moved on to something else. We don't know. But like Kobe was saying, when things are rolling their way, yeah, you want to compete now. Yeah, you want to, because
Mm-hmm.
you're already winning, you're already on
Right.
top. So, of course, you want to be in. But when you're not winning, are you still going to show up or not?
Right. I
Beak, what do you
think
think?
that I think that's the ultimate test of longevity, right? The people that last are the ones that actually overcome obstacles, and like I said, I think that goes back to, I think it was number one, that your confidence in your craft, right? Like I'm sure Kobe was like, okay, you're trash talking me because your whole team is up, but I'll play you one on one later and see who'll win. It's kind of that mentality, that like I kind of like that, when people talk trash to me directly and stuff like that, and talk trash about, oh man, that's never gonna work, right? And when it's working, I don't, when what I'm doing is working, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't, but when something's not working and they're saying like, oh man, that's not gonna last, like Money Mo said, he gets fired up. He don't get fired up unless it's hard.
Hmm.
I think that's when I actually take a step back and I was like, wait a minute, is what he's talking is actually true? or not. And then now it's up to me. It's either am I gonna make this work or not. And it's always for me. It's like I'm always gonna own up to my mistakes, because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect, and the more mistakes I make, the better I become. And that's just how things work. That's how we learn things a lot of times. And 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 also too, I actually look at other people's mistakes, right? Like a lot of times, sometimes it's goofy, it's funny, but in the back of my head, it's like, man, I would never want to be that person, or man, I would. So those are just warnings, really, right? That don't be like them. But going back to, like, you have to be, you have to be consistent. I think that's what it boils down to. That you just, when it's good, man, good is easy. When things are going fine, it's easy. Like like sales wise, right? Earlier this year was breeze. I've never really had to dig into my own listings and retake photos until the last part of this year, because it starts, declining, right? Or it's not like it was, right? And I think when hard times come, I think that's when you actually have to be really paying attention to certain details.
I guess the way I see it too is like when you're winning, it's kind of better just to not say anything, and then when you're not winning, it's better to not say anything. I guess because the way I see it is like you could be winning, and then like the next day you're not winning.
Nothing lasts, right?
Yeah, and it could just go downhill, but you got to keep fighting, and then you're going to go
Hmm.
up and down. But that's the way business is. That's the way life is.
Yeah.
Um, that's what I think. It's also hard too, like from a personal level, when people say they feel angry, they feel sad, they're mad, they're depressed, and then they're happy, and now they're laughing, and they're
Hmm.
sad. But the thing is like these are all human emotions that
Hmm.
are okay because you're human. You're gonna feel these things.
Hmm.
Um, you're gonna have those up and downs. Same thing with the business part. I think that it is way easy, of course, to talk trash below if you're winning
Yeah.
and things you're riding out that wave. Man, I'm on top. But then when you're not, then it's kind of like, man, where do you go from here? What happened to this person? Things like that.
Hmm.
Let me see. I like that. Everyone is a genius when it's easy. Vintage
Right.
profit, Miles. Let me see. You got a return 30 seconds ago. Just keep going, Mark Walker. Yes, sir. I got a $150 return on a jacket that was it 3 days ago.
Mm.
What can I do?
Right.
Just keep selling. Like what else? What
Sell
else can I?
more.
Yeah, just sell more. I mean, as long as it comes back with original tags, it's
Yeah.
gonna be on sale again,
Yeah.
and it'll
Exactly.
probably sell again.
Yeah.
So let me see. When hard times come, see persist and concur. Um, Let me see. I had a friend. I have a friend. Well, I don't know if he's watching or anything, but I was talking to him last week at Ross because he was telling me like, what would you do in this situation? Because
Hmm.
he had a return on a jacket, and it was kind of like where eBay was waiting for him to respond,
Hmm.
and I was like, why haven't you responded?
Hmm.
Just accept the return.
Hmm.
And it's like, nah, nah, this and that, and I could see him getting fired up on a return, and I was like, "How much did you even get the jacket for? $20?" Yeah, it
Hmm.
was one of the 21.99 Ross jackets, and I'm like, it's not worth.
All that
When you're
stress.
going off of emotion, you're mad, you're angry. Oh man, a return. But yeah, it's not worth that whole situation. Accept the return. And I told him because he's like, well, this lady's saying that it was dirty and it had a full big like I don't know, it was like full stain on the bottom, and I didn't send it like that. Accept the return. If you get it and it's dirty, you get to take a percentage off
Hmm.
because you sent it brand new with tags. And if that's the case, wash it, sell it pre-owned,
Yeah.
and either way you're not going to lose.
Can't
But
lose.
if you're going off of emotions, it's going to get
Hmm.
the best of you. And I was like, if you don't respond, now you're definitely going to lose out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now eBay is really going to take it from you.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
respond,
Yeah.
keep moving, keep sourcing, keep listing, keep selling.
Keep going.
That's all we
That's
can do.
keep going.
All right, so that was all five. Let me see. Trust yourself and trust your skills. Use your scars. Focus on each day. Don't be afraid of confrontation and being competitive when it's hard. All right, D Mills, what up? Started selling books on Amazon. Heavy ass books.
Mm,
Let me see. Whenever things are going good or bad with sourcing or sales, it's always going to, well, average out.
mm-hmm.
I guess we in hustle mode. Miles, I try to never get bent out of shape with returns. You really just have to accept it and keep going. Smooth sailing, you'll be my Saints sent Tom Brady in tears. You're still my hero, B.
Bro, 100%. I mean, that guy stepped up. Whoever, what's his coach?
Simeon,
Simeon. That
yeah.
guy stepped up. Wait, he didn't buckle in pressure. I tip my hats off to him. Like, I mean, he was put in a situation where he probably didn't wake up that day thinking like, this is my shot tonight to play against the goat, to play against this kind of defense. But
Yeah.
man, they did deserve that win. I mean, like, yeah, I'm a fan of Tom Brady, but man, like, you gotta give the win to the deserving. What I hate the most is teams winning without deserving it. I hate that. I don't want to win if I don't deserve it. I don't want a trophy if I didn't work hard for it. I didn't, like, that's what I like. I live my life that everything I want, I should only get if I truly deserve it.
Well, I think the same thing for the Jets backup. He had
Yeah.
come
Woo!
in, through for 400
400
yards, and
yards. I mean, that's
um,
dude. I was laughing so hard because they were like kind of like belittling kind of like the accomplishment of the guy. I was actually barbershop talk, right? Like I was in barbershop, and I was like, man, the Bengals just are Bengals again. I was like, wait a minute, no, it wasn't the Bengals being the Bengals of the old. It was actually the rookie quarterback that had a chip on his shoulder and wanted to prove something, right? What was that like? I think I heard an announcement that he should have been a first rounder or something like
mm,
that, or he needs to be a starting quarterback, something like that. Man, he did prove it. I mean, we can't say if it was a fluke or not, but like one of the hottest teams performing. It's not like they didn't score, they didn't perform. He went toe to toe to them with them and won. Yep.
so stepped up, and
Yep.
that's where you gotta tip your hat.
Yep. hundred
Stepped
percent.
up there everything he could. That's the
Yeah.
thing that I like. I mean, whenever there's an opportunity and someone jumps in, I mean, you have to
Yeah.
give them full applause
Yeah.
for
For
that,
sure.
because not everybody wants to. Like, what? I'm
No.
going against Brady?
Yeah. People could get, or he could have just called all run plays and like, I don't want to pass anymore.
Yeah. Sometimes the pressure does get to
Yeah.
them, and then I
Hundred
mean,
percent.
not
Right.
necessarily to them, but to anybody. Depends on
Yeah.
what you're doing. But
Yeah.
we're talking
Yeah.
about football in this case. But
Yeah.
you know,
Dude.
I've never been on an NFL field, but well, I
Yeah.
have, but not to
Yeah.
play.
Not to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to
Essentially.
throw passes. Even Cowboys too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Backup, right?
He came back. He came in and beat Vikings, and but also coaching and preparation,
Okay.
right? You
Right.
gotta.
I mean, and then like where we were doing this, actually, it's my wife's never been really into it, and then we just started really getting into it. Thinking about the when we followed Brady and his lifestyle, and then my wife made a comment like, "Isn't that what happened to Brady too? He was just a backup, but he was ready."
True.
Right? So
That
that's
is
what
true.
happened to Simeon, and that's what happens to all of us. In life, we're gonna get our shot. The question is, when you get your shot, are you ready, or are you
Yeah.
gonna fold under pressure? And
Yeah.
that's it. And then even when you fold under pressure, there's another shot. Right? That's why I like this so-called game of business. Every day is a new day, is at bat, another time to hit it. And like you said it earlier, it's not like we have to become millionaires in 2 years. I mean, yeah, that would be great. Why not, right? But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But doesn't mean like I'm not gonna get there. The perfect example is Colonel Sanders, right? He didn't get it until he was 60s. Dude, we're so young. We got this.
And even like you said, I mean, your opportunity may come again. It may not
Mhm.
be the same opportunity or a
Right.
similar opportunity. It could be a totally different opportunity in a different way. It's almost
Yeah.
like, I guess, if someone does get hurt in a professional game and they feel like, man, that was my shot. Now I got hurt. I blew
Right.
it. But what if they ended up being like a successful coach down the road?
Right.
It's like a different opportunity that comes up
100%.
that was also meant for them that
Yeah.
they were really good at. So
Mhm.
let me see. And his chicken still sucks, William
His
Perry.
his bank account doesn't.
You can't force your shot before you're ready. Mile high. There we go. Crypto. Did you any of you invest? And for the chat
Nope.
as well.
A big fat no. Yes, I trust my skills and my craft. I don't know crap about crypto.
You have to start from the very beginning and learn
Yeah,
all the
I'll,
crypto.
yeah, I'll shoot my shot selling something on eBay before I start. Like again, what my high hustle said, and you can't force your shot before you're ready.
Mm.
It don't matter if we're millionaires and we just like, hey, let's put our money on crypto and become trillion billionaires.
Anybody in the chat invest? There you go. Activate hustle mode a little bit.
Hmm.
Let's see. The person who started the real failed hard before she started that business. Interesting.
Hmm.
Mark Walker. Let me see. I was counting on B to invest. That's smooth sailing.
Nope.
Let me see. Vintage profit. Only up 100 though. Gonna sell it when I double up. I do own crypto. Big money mo. So all your crypto questions, save that for Wednesday
Yeah.
because I can't help you with that. I don't have anything
No.
invested.
I
But
I
big
am.
money mo though, we'll be on.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not too keen with the ROI of net investments on crypto because a lot of them, right? You win big, but you will lose big too. And it's just it will take time. That's what I said. It'll take time, and I just feel like you know, based on what I truly want to do, I want to learn this craft of selling e-commerce than investing in crypto. That's just at the end of the day, we can all be good at something,
Yeah.
but not be good at something all at the same time.
Big Money Mo's gonna try. I mean, he's
Yeah,
selling and he's got
yeah,
crypto and hey, whatever you're into, whatever you enjoy doing, that's the most
right,
important part.
right.
And you're making money, and I'm not here to diminish anybody's hustle, whatever it is. But I'm just not gonna give you any advice because I've never done it myself, and I don't plan on selling any crypto courses or anything because even though some people will. But here's the thing too is that like even seeing crypto success, people want that instantly too.
Mhm. Yeah,
So it's kind of funny too, has like when people invest early and they see it's doing well,
mhm,
now all these people at the very end are like jumping in when it's already like way too late and like, oh man, I want a piece of this. And then now all of a sudden they're gurus. So,
mhm,
but we've seen this happen, of course, with, sneakers and things like
mhm.
that. So
Yep.
we need an NFT guy on this live. Any
Oh
NFT guys?
man, this show is just getting worse and worse. We gotta end it. We gotta cut it before we start. What's next? We need what do you call that? A guru, a what do you call that? A subscription based online e-commerce uh book or something like that.
Let me see. What's for you is for you. So take your shot, says Gary. There you
Mhm.
go. I don't invest things I don't understand, so no NFTs. Vintage
100%.
profit. Let me see. OnlyFans girl next for the
Yeah.
interview.
Hey, if they're successful.
If they're successful,
The
that's
problem is there's only a few because you have to think, right? In any industry, this what's the percentage of success? What, 10%?
I don't know. It's like the
Right.
wife was like, all these girls on OnlyFans and all of them have top whatever percent. And I was like, I
Yeah,
guess the
exactly
OnlyFans
right.
is
They're
tricking
all top
them.
percent,
They're
right?
all top percent. I was like, OnlyFans is tricking some of these people out here.
Yeah, it's like TikTok, fake viral video. I mean, if you think about it, right? Like in all industry, there's only a few really successful people. Just kind of like the quarterbacks in the NFL. Imagine how many quarterbacks, how many kids want to become quarterback in the NFL, and only certain people actually make it. And that's
Mhm.
how the way I look at things is that if I'm not willing to put in the work to become one of those quarterbacks in the league I'm in or in the industry I'm in, forget that. I'm wasting time.
Mondays are the best. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Miles. We'll see you on the Wednesday show. Let me see. Falling apart. Failing is a part of the business. I
100%.
invested small, then it grew. Slow wealth, growth over time, smooth sailing. There we go. A little bit at a time, day by day. All right, we are done. Get your questions ready for Wednesday. Anything you want to ask Mo? And I think that is it. Tag me anything you find out there. Keep going. Keep sourcing. Unless you have a death pile, focus on that first. Then go out there
Yep.
and source. But a lot of Nike hoodies and jackets and stuff. Ross pricing at $21.
Yep.
I mean, not to say there's nothing out there because there is.
Can't beat that.
May not be shoes, but
It's
if you're flipping $21 jackets for 100, 120, 130, 140, you'll take that
yeah.
all day. I guarantee you.
Yeah. I'll quick flip it for 100. If I ever find one, I'm undercut all of you.
Price Assassins or 17. That
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Exactly. It's $16.
Yeah.
Man, crazy some of the pricing. But we like that. That's the pricing we know and love.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, hit that
Alrighty,
like
guys.
button, Baker Brand. Appreciate that. Faith Lopez, Armand, Big Money Mo, Activate Hustle Mode. We'll see you guys. Gary, Price Assassins. See you on Wednesday. Go out and get it.